Florida?
Florida.
Okay.
Florida will never be the same.
He's at his son.
Okay.
Florida will be like, no, please.
Where's his?
I was hoping
Where's
somebody
his
would.
son live? Okay,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
okay, where did his son live?
He's buying a place down there. I'm not sure where it's at.
You got enough room there?
Yeah.
It's a go.
It's a go.
We're ready. I'm letting Kim get situated. Hey, Kim. We're going to mention you during the big part of our meeting. And then once we're done doing that, we'll give you, if you and John and anybody else want to get out of here, so you don't have to sit around for this all night, you're more than, All right, we'll go ahead and start the meeting. Okay, we all ready? We up and running? Okay, we'll call the meeting for Monday, April 12th, 2021 to order. Start off with a moment of silence, please. Okay, stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. And so I can do what I'm going to tell everybody. Please make sure your phones are turned down or phones are turned off or whatever. There goes mine, so don't get interrupted. Okay, we have any public comments for this meeting? Nothing? Okay. We'll come down to president's comments and we'll just go straight into our little special event. Tonight, we have one of our long-term employees who's retired, but is still working for us part-time, and we're glad that. And that's Kim Fee. Kim Fee Chikini. Am I saying that? Not Chikini? I said the other day, you always be Kim Fee. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. It's just 29 years or 28 years of hearing it, But 30 years you gave us, and now you're giving us some part-time work, and we hope you'll be around for a little while. And we're glad to have you back. And it's been very nice. It's been a nice ride. Well, you're catching up to me now. You better watch. So I think, we just appreciate what you do. We appreciate you being here tonight just for this. And we hope that everything goes well and you're happy and stay here till you're ready to get out of here. Anybody else have any comments on council? Anybody, Mayor? I know you always have something to say, Mayor.
Well, I wasn't prepared for that. No, seriously. Kim and I have been friends for a long, long time. We went to school together, her and Mr. Lawrence and John and myself. I don't know if there's anybody else in there, but Kim, it sure has been a pleasure for me to work with you. Many times I have to come to you and ask you for just a whole lot of different things. And I speak on behalf of council, like the chief did, or like the president did, is we thank you for your service. We wish you a whole lot of years of happiness upon retirement or part-time retirement or whatever, and stop along and say hi.
Yep. Same thing. I just, for the short time I had the opportunity to work with you, it's been a pleasure to work with you. Always kind, always helpful. So I just thank you. I thank you for everything that you've done and what you continue to do. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I'll stand up.
I think we should, sure.
Outside.
Now, after having said that, do you have anything you'd like to say?
It's been a pleasure working here all this year. I'm telling you, and I mean that from my heart.
Well,
Everybody's been great. Money's been good. It's been good. It's been a ride.
well, we're just glad you stuck around for a while, Too many places have people that leave at 25 and 30 years, and they let them walk out the door, and they've got 25 or 30 years experience in the business, and they let them walk, and they go hire somebody new that doesn't have any, takes them 2 years to figure out what's going on. So being you're willing to stay temporary and help us, it really does help out.
And I truly appreciate that.
You know your way around, so we appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Very good.
Okay,
Thank you.
that being said, we'll take a brief minute and let her get herself organized, or you can just go ahead, Kim, you're not bothering us. You can go ahead. You don't have to stay for the whole meeting, so you can get over what you have to do. And
Well, there's still cake here for whoever wants it. Just eat it. I'm just gonna put this in the fridge.
Good.
Oh, no, don't tell me to the slide.
Down the staircase.
I do.
As it goes down the steps.
I do appreciate the Denise, you and Missy and that putting this together, just having a nice little get together, and Callie, 'cause I'm not forgetting you back there, Callie. And Missy made the cake, which now I know she's a baker, so that's her bad luck, because now I know who to call for cakes when we need them. So, but it's very good. So, Callie, we're on a temporary hiatus for a moment. Okay. All right. Thank you for reminding me. Anybody else have anything they want to say? We'll move on with the meeting. All right, now we'll do, as Ms. Callie said, can we do roll call?
Here. Here.
Here. Here.
Here. Here. Okay, my comments, I'm done with them for tonight. I think it's a good way to start off a meeting. I do have, I shouldn't say that. I do have something else I want to say. I'm just going to bring the attention of everybody here. I want to start seeing, lately our meetings, because we've been on Zoom, have been different. And I'm asking everybody on council to stall. We have to start keeping a little better decorum when we're running these meetings. And we all have to keep our focus on the meetings and work together so that the public sees us doing this and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing in the right way. So please keep that in mind, everybody. I think it benefits all of us, how we look to the public. So that being said, Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. President, council, guests, welcome. Mine will be very short and sweet. Most of mine are in the voting items for tonight anyways. But update you, we talked about doing a shredding event again here in town. And they're running out of dates, so we went ahead and scheduled 9/11, which is September 11th. We'll be doing that on Saturday morning. Time to be determined, but it's probably going to be 9 to 11, somewhere in that area. After that, we're into November and December. I don't think that's a good time for a shredding event. As you folks seen today, Curative is set up shop across the street. It's been a wonderful public relations tool for both the borough and the residents here in our town. I have in front of me the certificate of insurance that I'll turn over to Denise and she can keep that on file. And we continue to work with Harrisburg Department of Health to try to get the shots so we can provide those to our residents and even people outside of Canonsburg. But been working on it for several months and this has just finally come to be. On April 24th, I just want to update real quick, is the drug take-back program that the police department, myself and council put on out at Shop and Save is ready to go. So that'll be April 24th from 10 to 2. And then the last thing, and Mr. Russo can touch on it more than I will, is in regards to issues at the Town Park basketball court. We met with the family up on Alpine Drive and we'll see where it goes for the rest of the meeting, whether we even talk about it here, but it's a work in progress as far as I'm concerned. Other than that, if there's any questions for Chief Collier or myself, we're prepared to answer anything that you might have.
Okay, any questions for the mayor? Okay, engineers report. Veronica here.
Everyone.
Good evening.
So kind of have a lengthy report, so where the mayor saved you time, I probably won't, so fair warning. I'm going to start off with the demolition of the Eagles building. There is definitely some additional site restoration that needs to take place there. If anyone's been up there, you can see clearly the bricks that were used as backfill. They're sticking out of the seating and mulching. So I'm going to go probe that area a little bit more this week with Mr. Lawrence, and I will come through with a finalized punch list of items that they need to address. But there's definitely debris used in the top layer, so they didn't even try to hide that part of it.
Veronica, excuse me, just so I can touch on it now rather than keep coming back to each item. We had asked before about you able to tell if there's going to be any, if there's any of that foundation left in there that's not supposed to be
That's
there?
kind of what we're gonna probe into, and see what's actually still there. I'm curious if there's a portion of that wall, if that's what everyone's kind of looking at.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna look into that and see what we have on that end. So that's
Okay.
part of what we're gonna kind of go look at.
Okay, thank you.
The sanitary sewer repair project, bid was open last Monday. We had 3 bids come in, and tonight, item number 6 on your agenda, it's to vote to award to the low bidder, which was Roto-Rooter, in the amount of $317,265.50. I checked this with the borough manager, and the funds are there to cover that contract price. So if you choose to, we can make that award. The 2021 road project, I gave some quotes on some of the top roads we were kind of looking at. So we went with 6 of them. West Pitt, the Pool House driveway, and Hooks Lane were kind of the ones that we talked about the most. Putting those 3 together in a cost estimate brings us to about $230,000. Our budget for paving is $250. So if we're very strict on that budget, I'd like to just stick with those 3 roads because that gives us a little play in the cost and in the budget with that. I also did some additional quotes on Bobby Vinton Boulevard, Hughen Road, and Peach Alley. And I gave you kind of a combination of if we did those top 3 that I spoke of that were like 330, if we added in Bobby Vinton, that would put us about 264. So we're kind of, any other road, we're kind of going to go over our 250 and our comfort level. So if you would like to move forward with those 3, we can put specs together for that. If you'd like to think about it some more, that's all under Borough Council and how you'd like to proceed with what we want to do for road paving. I know our budget's a little bit smaller this year.
Just quick question, how do we determine the budget?
The manager gave me that number. So we had so much already assigned to it. And because of our Ridge Ave curb project went over what we thought it was, we had to pull money from that side to cover the curbs on Ridge Ave. So that took it down further than what it would usually be at.
So tonight, do you need us to choose?
Well, if you're good with those top 3 roads, I really don't need you to make a motion. If you're good with those, and I can just proceed with that, and we can go for next month. We can do a finalized review, and then you can authorize advertisement at that point in time. If you want to just move with them now, you can make a motion tonight that we proceed with those 3 roads and make a motion to advertise. But that is up to council
How does
discretion.
council feel on that? Any comment?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's good.
Everybody good with those 3 roads?
We go with it, the sooner it will be done.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
And so look, question for you. So let's say we do go for these 3, we agree upon these 3 and it comes under budget. So let's say it's less than 230, which gives us some additional monies. Can we come back later and add to that or no?
What I can do now is I can put that in the bid spec that way. So if we pick that 4th kind of road we may want to add, I can do that as an additional bid. So if the numbers on the primary bid come in good, we can award that 2nd one as well, if we have the funds to cover it, or we can not award it.
Okay.
It gives us the option, and we typically do that.
Okay.
With our paving specs. We did that last year as well, because the numbers came in so low.
Okay.
That we were able to add an additional road in there, but we can't add it after the fact. So we
Gotcha.
have to have it in the bid. So if we want to throw one of those other 4 or other 3, McHugh, Peach, or Bobby, we can do that. McHugh I want because that one's too expensive, but the other 2 are 35 to 49. So Bobby Vinton would be your best one to throw in there. That would keep us closest to our budget number.
Along the same lines as Eric. So last year we had a
Yeah,
27,000 or so. Did that go into, or maybe it's a question for Denise, or is that surplus still a reserve that's out there somewhere?
I can't answer that question. That's a borough manager question.
Okay.
I don't have that.
There's 3 different funds. Road tax, liquid fuels, and
okay. So if everybody's okay, if nobody objects, do we want to add that tonight? Is that another one?
she just said if you guys.
We don't need to do it?
Well, if you guys want to, we want to move on it now, then yeah, you can make a motion tonight to authorize advertisement, or at least putting the bid specs together. I'll need about 2 weeks. I can try to get them in so that we could open it in May. It's just a timing thing, but I think we might have enough time that if I hop on it immediately, that we could get this out and have it opened in May. Or like I said, we could wait and have it opened in June and award it. So however you want to.
Yeah, I think we should vote on it if you're able to have, we can vote on it as we did the steps
Okay.
contingent on your designing it. And then you could just advertise once you get the design work done, and we'll know in May whether that's going out or not. So we can update ourselves in May. Maybe it'll already have been advertised by then.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely proceed with that. Do we want to stick with the top 3 and then add Bobby Vinton as the alternate?
Yeah, I
And
like
that's up
that.
to Denise,
Yes.
I guess
I
budget
think
wise.
that's the lowest cost. That's going to
Yes.
keep us as close to 250 as we can get.
Okay,
Okay, so then we're going to
Sounds-
proceed with that. Thank you very much.
okay.
The Public Works Facility, the survey now is being drafted. So we'll have the existing survey and the property survey for that project. And then once we get that information together, we can put together a clearer idea of how we want to kind of move forward with the Public Works project and what we want to do with that site. Ridge Ave curb replacement, those contracts have been sent out. I have not received them back yet. The delay there was I was holding on to them until Columbia Gas executed their agreement. I didn't want to start contracts and then something fall through on that end. So once we got that signed is when I sent those agreements out. I'm expecting to see them. I should have them this week. And then we can
Bids?
get them to the borough.
You're waiting for bids?
No, the actual contract documents.
Okay, we're not rebidding it, are
No, no,
Okay.
Independent's doing the job. I'm just waiting for them to give me their signed contracts, in which I'll turn them over to Denise. She'll execute them, and then we can move forward.
we?
with
So
that
she can
project.
start, that can roll down the road before
Yeah,
next
it'll
meeting.
have, yeah, we don't need any meeting.
We're all
notices
set,
for that.
okay.
Yep, so yeah, as
Okay.
soon as we get everything signed, I can get a pre-construction meeting together and issue a notice to proceed.
Okay.
Sewer metering project, those meters were installed at the end of March, so they're currently collecting data. No action there at this point in time. Your bridge beautification project, that's item number 21 on your list tonight. At this point, all I'm asking for is just your authorization to move forward with working with PennDOT on this project. There is nothing set from PennDOT that is approved yet. We just had a conversation with them and they were open to the idea. So what they need to do on their end is look at the material we want to use, look at what our design is going to be, and then they'll look at their right to entry agreements and they're going to draft everything on their end. So once they approve what we want to do, they'll then do an agreement and tell us what the conditions of that agreement are. One thing they just wanted to make everyone aware of is that any sort of maintenance that would be needed on this facade is responsibility of the borough to fix in a timely manner. So whether they specify that more in the actual document, we'll see when we get that right to entry. But if it's as simple as even if they would come in and have to do maintenance on the bridge and they would cut into our facade, they won't be responsible to replace that. We would have to come back out and replace it. If it would be damaged from any sort of accident or vandalism, it would be our responsibility to either go after. In an accident, we could probably go after an insurance company,
Right.
but it would be our responsibility to handle all of that. So that is just a thing that they wanted us to be aware of, that even if they come in and damage it themselves, we're still on the hook for it.
There's a few things we have to clear up with that, but us proceeding now is just proceeding to see what they think
Right.
of what we want to
Basically,
do.
this is getting PennDOT to say, yes, we like your idea and yes, we'll move forward with it.
If we
And here
want,
are the conditions.
Yeah.
And then at that point in time,
then we have to decide.
right,
So
then
it
you
gives
can
us some
review
time to look at
everything.
it.
Yeah,
Because I think the question some of us had about, we're responsible forever, and it's not forever. I mean, nothing's forever.
I
But-
think, yeah, we can take it down at any point in time. So
Well, that's
say-
what I was gonna say. If we get somebody to put it up and they give, and I'm just looking at it this way, and they give us a 3-year warranty on it, whatever. After 3 years, do we get out, or as long as it's on that bridge, we're responsible with it?
As long as it's on the bridge, you're responsible.
Okay, but we could
So-
anytime pull out, what would we do over it? That's what we'd have to figure.
You would
we'd
have to be
figure
able,
that
you
out.
would, yeah, you would have to remove that surface and restore it to existing.
And it's mostly
condition.
a paint, isn't it? Or am I wrong?
It's a little bit of a material too. I don't want to say it's stucco type
Okay,
material, but
okay.
it's kind of the same. So yeah, you'd have to remove that. There'd probably some restoration. I don't know if that would actually cause damage to the underneath surface or not. Again, that's something that PennDOT looks at.
So all
when
we're
they're
voting,
reviewing
all we're voting
everything.
on tonight is to move forward to see if they like what we want to do, and then we still have to settle it ourselves and vote on it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Once they give us the agreement, because we could move forward with it and someone there could go, no, we don't like it. Let's
Right.
take
It
it
could
down.
change between, okay.
Right. Because a lot of things they get concerned with too is traffic and seeing it. Now, they said we were a special case because we have the stoplights there, so you don't have a lot of high-speed traffic going through, but they don't like to have that stuff on their bridges because it causes a distraction. So now you have people, looking back at it, and it's an accident risk. So in that situation, that was one of their first concerns, and they said, well, we have enough stoplights there that shouldn't be an issue, but that's things that they'll look at on their end.
Okay.
RT, it might be worth mentioning if you want to see it, what it's going to look like. The new bridges going to, now I think they did them, but the Allegheny National Cemetery, the new bridges going up to it have a similar product on them.
I think those are
Larger.
stamped.
Yeah, well, this is going to be stamped. Well, this
No,
is
yeah, it's going to be a material on the outside. There's one in Bentleyville, though.
Well, this is gonna
Lisa had
be-
found the actual material used in Bentleyville.
Right. Well, you're saying that those are stamped right into the concrete.
Yeah, that's a stamped concrete, so that's where that look comes from.
But a
This guy-
similar appearance.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the-
That's what
Yeah,
I
this is
understand.
actually going to look like a real brick facade.
This
So
guy
it's
does
going to
it
look
right,
like
yeah.
your smaller bricks like a lot of those ones have that block kind of
Yeah,
stamped pattern.
yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be more of a brick wall look. There's apparently a doctor's office because PennDOT asked the same question, where can I go look at it? In Bentleyville, that's on the main drag there, that they have the same surface done to it.
Okay.
So, and I haven't gotten to follow up with Lisa to see if she's been out to see it yet or not, but she was going to go take a look at it to see how well it ages and, it's kind of its condition after that period of time.
This guy that does this paints these in, they say somehow he does. I don't
Well,
know.
they said it's a
Sorry.
skim coat and then he hand
Yeah.
Okay.
Grout.
Well,
arted, yeah, however he does, yeah, however
let's
he
see if
does
we
it.
can, see what everybody does. And if we move forward on it, it's not costing us anything yet to find out what.
Right, it
PennDOT
does not cost
What PennDOT
anything.
thinks.
I just didn't want to go down this road with PennDOT
Okay.
unless we were all on board for it. 'Cause
Okay.
If we're going to kill it, then they won't be happy going through their work. But
Gotcha.
yeah, we're pretty good there. So I will follow up with them and let them know, hey, we want to move forward with this. The parking garage project, I had received a quote from Churches Engineering to do a parking garage design for the one level garage that's very similar to the one that Carl Walker did for us. So I basically gave Churches that drawing and said, give me a quote on this. So for them to work with KLH and to provide the design drawings, work with us on the specs, also do submittals. So everything up into the construction phase, they gave us a quote of $14,750. That price is amazing. So if we're looking to go forward with that, I would recommend using them. The only warnings on that I would put, just those prices will go up if we do any major revisions as we're halfway through the design, any of those things, there would be extras in that instance.
Would the second level add 100% increase? You have any idea if we said, fine, looks great, like the one level, cost out the engineering for a second level?
Oh, on top, so with 3 levels altogether,
Two.
ground level and then 2 levels. of
Ground level
concrete work.
plus one.
What do you
But that's
say?
what we are looking
Okay,
at.
what you're
Okay,
saying,
I thought you
okay.
said about
No,
one.
this is the one level.
You
the
have to
one
watch how
concrete
you
level.
talk to us because we don't understand.
Okay.
No, I apologize. The same thing that Carl Walker came in.
Okay,
where
okay.
We had the
all right.
ground level parking and then one level above.
Okay, okay.
That is.
That's
what
why you
this-
had us
yeah,
sitting here
sorry.
looking.
So this is the 100, I think it was 101 spaces or something
Roughly,
like that.
I think
Okay.
that's what it came up
Okay.
to with the lower
Okay.
ground level and then one structure.
So
above.
the ground level is gonna come off the bottom road and. top
Yes,
one's gonna
more
come
than
up South
likely.
Central, and you'll need a ramp.
Right. Yeah, they'll be completely separate from each other.
All right, you don't, that's the cost of the ramp part is, but we're not putting a ramp in.
Right. Well, you also lose space once you start doing the ramps too,
Right.
because of just the turning. But yes, it's just one level at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And that's item 20 tonight, if you are willing to, if you want to move forward with that.
Okay.
The Pike Street steps, we are on schedule to get that advertised this month as of right now. And so that it will be available for awarding in May. By the end of this week, I should have a draft design for everyone to review. I already have everything kind of already done spec wise. So by next week is when I plan on having that out for advertisement, but I will have it in everyone's hands this week so they can at least see the step design.
So awarding, we wouldn't be able to award that.
You can award it in May. Right now that my schedule goes that we'll open it in May for that. I'll have the results for you at May's meeting.
so we can do it in
So
May.
we can
Yes.
vote on it
You'll be able to vote on it in May.
in May.
That's.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, because if I have it advertised by the end, because your meeting is in 10 days into May, so I could actually advertise up until the end of April. That's why I think I can probably get the paving out as well.
That's good.
Yeah, the way the months fall, we have a little bit of extra buffer time at the beginning of the month that we typically don't have, so.
Good.
And I've been looking into your weight limit study questions. I have found some less invasive ways to look at weight limit studies, but I'm still working with the solicitor to see what his comfort level is. And it's looking like we're kind of going to do maybe a combination of more of a visual inspection. And we can do a little bit of core boring as well, which would be the paving and would give us a cross section of the roads. We could combine those two together to probably do a stronger ordinance for our weight limits. If we did just the visual, the more roads, I'll tell you this now, the more roads we do at one time, the cheaper your price is going to be overall because we can do more work. With just a visual inspection, it's probably about 800 to 1,000. I say per road, but the more roads we add, that number's kind of going to go down. We can possibly do more at the same time on a visual level. I contacted my geotech who would do core samples. For a day's work of him, he's about $2,000. For his studies, he's probably another $1,000. So depending on how many roads we want to do, we're looking probably, I mean, if we did full bore, we'd be more in the 10 to 15 range. This, we could probably do several roads and keep it around $5,000 in that ballpark of an area. It just depends on what kind of list you want to do and how in depth we want to follow through with the weight study.
I would say you would have to give it Tommy, because Tommy would probably know what's the most high. Well, we talked about this before, Tommy, with the high traffic places in town. Because if we said, well, there's so many places in town, which ones would we pick?
The obvious was that other roads branch off it.
Right.
So if you limit their access into an area, you have to do as many roads.
Okay.
So look at it as trying to limit your access. That's just in a block. Cutting down different neighborhoods. Obviously, houses, we've done that.
Right.
So
Good.
what would be your next?
Budget, how much money you want to spend on that many roads.
Yeah, that'll be the easiest way for us to figure out how much we can get. So if you give me kind of an idea to stay within, then I can tell you how much I can do.
So which way you want to do this, Archie?
Well, wait, that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here thinking about whether I should bring this up or whether I shouldn't bring this up because it's running through my mind real quick. But I guess I'll bring it up now. It's nothing no secret. Being they're doing a bunch of them, the more of them they do at one time, the better deal we get. What you're saying, rather than bring them in separately.
Right. Instead of doing one here and one here and one here, if we get our list together, then I have an idea of how much time. So I can devote someone to a full day of walking around, doing all the inspections, gathering that. They do the reports at that point in time. I would also, if we're going to look at doing core samples of the roads, that would be, they definitely do a day. So whether you do one road or 3 roads, they're going to charge you for a full day's worth of work.
Right.
It's the testing that'll drive that cost up.
The only thing I was thinking while we're doing this, would it be worth it for us to do 2 streets that are in contention in the borough for usage in the south side? Would it be worth it? We wouldn't want to do that. My solicitor shaking his head. I don't know whether, cars might not even affect the road, what we're talking about, a weight of a car. I don't know. Or traffic, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I think.
Okay.
I think you need to utilize Mr. Lord to see what order, like he said.
That's-
And leave the other roads alone for now. Okay.
That way you'll know the scope of the study before putting the $1 figure out there. You can take a look at the road.
Okay. All right. It was just,
Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend doing them on any of the side streets because
Okay.
if we take one main road out, if they can't use that, then they can't use those roads
Okay.
either. It
Okay.
kind of pins them into where they are.
all right.
And we will, have to pass an ordinance with it as well. So it'd be great to have everything together. So then it's just one ordinance as opposed to having.
Just
do
want to
multiple
make
one
sure we
places.
cover all of our future problems.
So next steps would be get with Tommy to figure out what road, Tommy and
Alex,
Alex to find out what roads specifically and then kind of go from there, correct?
Right, and a budget number. So we have a budget number to work with as well. That'll help us gauge if we need to cut anything off, or if we say, hey, we have more room in our budget, And then we can make a choice to add more roads if we need to.
Okay.
I think that's my long,
That it?
extensive list.
That it?
I think that's,
I think you got some more?
no, I'm good. So I'm
I
taking
got a
questions.
question. This has nothing to do with that. Okay, so me and Dave, we went down to the parking lot where Ark's at. Ark took the fence down. Okay,
Mhm.
so I don't know if Tommy remembers what the lot looked like before, or do you remember when you did the, I don't know, what part of that deal with the Ark over there? So we want to know how much of that parking lot they're responsible for.
To fix
To fix.
everything that should be within the fenced area. I mean, even if they did damage coming in, they should fix the whole lot. Ultimately, the whole lot would probably be best to be milled and paved to fix it.
Okay,
But definitely any damage that they did, it needs to be milled and paved.
okay. So how do we go about doing this one, Artie?
So I thought before you even go there, I thought the Dave and Josh and you were going to go down there because we just got the email today from Lisa saying that she spoke with Ed. So based on that information, I would say get with Dave, you get with Dave and Josh. And even if Veronica has to go down and check it out and then go from there.
And Tom, yeah. Tom.
That's the,
Yeah, that's what we were doing today. That's the reason I brought it up. I wanted to see,
yeah, I think that's the best way
I
to
would
do it.
assume somewhere along the line, did we take pictures of that lot before they started there?
I do not recall.
I
I was
thought-
in one conversation when it first started, and I remember saying something about it, like if they're using the parking lot, they're gonna need to restore it because it's gonna be a construction site and be torn up. I don't remember where that went after that.
I thought somewhere along the line, someone said, maybe they
I
took
think-
pictures before. I don't know if they did. I just wondering. I think they'll fix it the way, hopefully they're going to be a good neighbor and fix it.
Well,
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
The
even if
rub's
it's
gonna be
minor,
that They have responded through Lisa.
Mhm.
A little bit of a rub, going in, everybody's seen the email. They think it's fine. So just so you know.
okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can't, if with this kind of a damage, you can't just, I'm gonna fix this and I wanna fix this. Or you look like you're utility patching. So in that situation, it would be mill 2 inches off and put 2 inches back on. Is kind of what I would recommend for the majority of their. I'd like I said, it would be a nicer product if it's the whole lot. But even if they just do their entrance and where they've been driving through, so, because it's definitely a construction access area that the damage came from them.
Okay. You'll get with them and take care of
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Solicitors report.
I actually addressed everything that I needed to address in the agenda meeting last week. So if there's unless there's any questions, then I don't have anything for this evening.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
No, you don't have to get up there. This was just pertaining to me about the South Side incident have being. have
We
to be
could talk
deposed.
about the litigation after.
Okay, I just want to know what day it was, that's all. Okay. All right, we'll get with you at the end of the
It's
meeting.
Friday.
Yeah, this Friday? Okay. All right, thank you. I just wondered.
Oh, excuse me.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Joe, if I may, I did call you and we did talk a little bit on the, it's gonna be on the agenda, probably number 8. Now, refresh my memory. The ARC
was number 8, and
was number 8. Hey, refresh my memory, how you, now, it's a lease, you were going over with,
You have a lease agreement with ARC that was passed, I believe, last December or November. In the lease agreement, it calls for 2 things. An easement, which just allows them ingress and egress coming to and from for their handicap accessible patrons. The second thing is a right of first refusal, meaning if the borough should choose to sell that lot, you're going to have to place it out to bid. You would solicit bids, a bid would come in. ARC has the right to meet that purchase price and acquire the lot.
due to the fact that they invested so much money in that building.
Yeah.
And they did do a nice job in that
Mhm.
building, if anybody sees, it's probably the nicest building,
Absolutely.
nicest looking building we had in this town in a long time. So that's basically,
Correct. That was
Okay.
the whole intent of the lease agreement whenever it was first entered into, and the discussions occurred with ARC.
okay, thank you, Jim.
Okay, can I ask you while we're on that subject?
Mhm.
That was in the lease, we agreed to it, right?
Correct.
Right?
Correct. And these two items will actually be filed with the recorder of deeds, so it's on record with the land.
But we've already said we would.
So if we already said we do would, this one here is for what?
They need to be able to provide notice to any prospective people who have interest in the title or any liens or anything of that nature. It'll be of record with the land. It needs to be recorded.
So just say if, I'm just saying, say we didn't agree to it, then what?
You'd likely be in breach of your lease agreement.
But when they were trying to move when they were trying to get parking down at the library, which is in the contract was when we had a lease with them for the parking, they were gonna move down to the library, just say if they would have got the library parking lot, they would be breaching the contract too.
Well, my understanding was that somebody from the borough talked to them about moving to
But
the
they would
library.
still been breaching the contract.
Oh, the
No.
borough,
Yes.
the
No.
borough would have likely got out of the lease agreement with them. At least that was what the
Right.
potential
I'm
discussions were leading.
just saying, because I know they were trying to move down there, and you said by contract, that's all I wanted to say.
They weren't,
Yeah,
they weren't going to breach anything.
Yeah.
They were going to move down there with basically our approval.
Yeah,
But
that's-
you're
that's
not
right.
understanding, in the contract, I mean, the contract with D&M, they were supposed to leave, whoever, as many spaces up in the parking lot, in UB Church. They were trying to take 20 away from there, to try to go down the library. So
And
basically, you're breaching the
Which,
contract.
no, John, which we were willing to agree to.
Yeah, but the point would have been saying.
they would have never have gone to the library unless they got council's approval to let
Right.
them out of that
But that's
lease.
what I was saying, we would have to get out of the contract.
Correct.
And then that would avoid all this.
Yes.
And just because we're going to vote on this tonight, my only comment is we've entered into something with them. Everybody got I think it's only my opinion. We gave them some things. We've agreed to some things with them because they came into town and bought a building that, in my estimations, nobody would have ever bought because they couldn't afford it. It was too big to do anything with. And they've put millions of dollars into that place to make it a nicer place, and it's an improvement. And I think, we're just trying to work with them. I'm glad they're here. That's my personal opinion. If they didn't come here, what would we have? We would have an empty building forever.
So Joe, just for clarity purposes, right? There was already a contract. We've already signed the contract. Within that contract, it already stated that there's a right of refusal.
Yes.
So this memorandum here is, and I'm just, from my understanding, so this memorandum is to be put on record at the courthouse in case that whole process of us selling that lot.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
But we already have an agreement.
But we've already
Right.
had the agreement with them.
And maybe we should just change the language on that, because I think that, that's somewhat, clarified from last week's discussion. So can we change that language that it's not a memorandum, it's not an addendum, it's nothing changing the current lease,
Well,
but rather it's to solidify recording at the deed?
I mean, I don't know how to change it because the memorandum, right of first offer, right of first refusal, that's the legal term for this.
I mean, just indicating that this isn't anything added to the current lease. This is for the purposes of recording at the courthouse.
And I don't know if you need to add to the motion, but whoever does the minutes should let the record reflect under the solicitor's comments that the easement agreement and the right of first refusal are to be recorded what's already in the current lease agreement with ARC and the borough for the Jefferson lot.
Right, recorded as part of our deed. I mean, our deed will have a contingency on it.
No, your deed will not. This will be a separate document. So if I were to go do a title search 50 years from now, and maybe ARC's there, maybe ARC's not there, I would see this in the land records.
Correct.
Okay.
It's only a 10-year lease, so
So it's only as good as the lease. So the right of refusal is only as good as the lease. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Other
you, Joe.
questions?
Thank you.
New business.
Yeah.
So kind of an issue we've been talking about for a while. Dave's aware of it. John. Been working on East Pike Street's parking, specifically 144 East Pike Street.
Mhm.
We've got no parking all the way from 129 all the way down to 142, I believe it is.
Okay.
So at 144, we've kind of exhausted conversations with the owners.
Mhm.
And we have one car left, one permitted parking spot in front of 144. Tom's going to try and help us with a meeting with the gas company, because what the gas company ended up doing when they came through town moving gas lines and meters is they have physically blocked 144 from using their driveway, which is, a recorded driveway as far as the state has even got a cut there on the sidewalk for access. So meters were put into that driveway so that they can't use that driveway now. So we'll continue to have conversations with the gas company. I think they have shown some willingness to move those meters maybe down a little bit to give us one parking spot.
Okay.
But I guess in talking to the owner, their request is, if they've blocked our driveway and access, could they relocate them so that the driveway could be opened up again? So just kind of a heads up, as we work through the gas company, we'll circle back around and talk about it.
Okay. And I don't know if there's gonna be any cost for removing those meters to the property owner, but
They're meters that were relocated.
Yeah.
I think that's what the owners are saying is we never approved them blocking our driveway with the meters.
all right, that's something.
Yeah, but
We'll have
we'll
to take-
continue to talk. Tommy, I think, is trying to set up a meeting with the gas company, so. Okay.
Anything else?
Is that it for a solicitor?
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Denise, do you have anything you want to bring up? About anything? Okay. I know you went over your stuff last week. I just, in case things do happen during the week, so it's okay.
I do got one question for Denise. On our paper for the general fund report, I don't know, maybe it was just an error. Last week, Alex gave me the permits and all that thing for the paperwork. And then on yours, you gave me the, how much it was. I have to say what, it's on record, show you what I'm talking about. There's a little error of $2,000. I don't know which one was in. This one, last one. Alex gave me the amount more. So I don't know what the error is. It's not Alex's fault, we just did that. I'm just trying to figure out what the error is. There's probably no error, it's probably. Well, I just wanted, I just happened to notice that. Yeah. I didn't know, might have been just an overlap. Yeah. What I was explaining was on here is one amount of money, and then on the report that Alex gave me was another amount.
Okay, you can check on that. Okay, thank you. All right, moving along. Go to committee reports. Administration and Finance, Mrs. Bales and Mr. York.
Well, first of all, Mr. York and I met with Denise and we looked over the bills and approved all of them. And I would like a motion to pay the bills, and then we have some other business that we need to discuss because we would like to have a workshop pertaining to the bond issue and obtaining loans for these gigantic projects that we have coming up. Can I please have a motion?
I'll make a motion, but if I may can I throw my,
Sure.
oh, okay. You elegantly, once again, Mrs. Bells, handled it perfectly. If you look on, and I have a hard agenda here. You look under new business, workshop on financing capital project. That's tomorrow, believe it or not, April 13th. We were trying to get a date to go over because we have, Mrs. Bell said, we have some bond issues that, right now, timing is everything. The amount is right. If we can make the payment,
Right.
sometimes it's time to get the money. Second thing, if you look, we have as Mr. Severine picked up, we have the year-to-date budget report. There's a couple things if I can get, with the chief and the mayor also invited to the meeting, a couple things, we want to critique and, get straight in our head with a few things on that. So,
That's tomorrow night, the meeting.
well, but if everybody's okay, if everybody can make it, how about it? We threw that out there, what I mean, and it's relatively, I think some of you are just finally hearing about it, right? I mean, because we did this Friday.
But we're good.
So this
I knew you
is-
talked about it, but okay, what's the
So
consensus?
what's a
here?
good date? We threw that out because it was convenient for myself, it was convenient for Tina.
Yeah,
And-
Monday, Tuesday, we don't have to pay for advertising it.
Right, Monday and
So
Tuesday, we don't have to
that's-
pay for it.
That's why we were trying.
good.
It could be this Monday, Tuesday, or it could be next.
Is this,
Monday.
yeah, it could be next, is this Monday, I mean, this Tuesday, tomorrow, okay with everyone? 6:30?
I'm good.
Can't make, how about you, chief?
Chief?
He's-
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see past the name. I'm sorry.
It's 6:30, but it's not major that you get here, I mean, we're just discuss a few, minor things that we
Well-
probably could get back with you. So it's no big deal. For
Mayor, you
you,
can't make
for,
it?
for you, chief, it's no big deal, or for you, mayor also.
You were able to make it at 6:30?
He said
I
no.
can make next Monday.
Like, but it's no big deal if he's here
I
tomorrow.
think he'd like to be there. That's why, I think that's why he was asking.
Oh,
If the chief's here, I'm good. He'll fill me in. You okay with it, chief?
okay. All right, so why don't we pull it tomorrow?
Tomorrow night at 6:30. Any problem?
Okay.
Anybody? Come on, you're okay with it?
Use the restroom, excuse me.
Okay, with Tina's motion, I'd like to, with Tina's motion, I'd like to second it. Hey, Eric, just say, yeah, we do, oh, no, I'm
So we have a motion to, what is your motion, please?
to accept,
Bill, for the pay the bills?
yeah, to accept it.
Okay, we have a motion to pay the bills. We have a
She did
second.
already, have a second.
Okay, we have a question on the motion? Roll call.
Roll call.
Wait for Eric.
Eric, just.
Ed,
Mr. York seconded. No question on the motion. We need a roll call. I mean, a vote, I'm sorry. Roll call vote.
Eric just put a thumbs up as he went out the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, still. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
so we'll see everyone tomorrow at 6:30 for this. You have everything, okay? For
Okay.
the bond issue, but maybe,
Is that the end of your report?
That's it for that
Thank you
one.
very much.
how about me, chief? That's the end.
That it, both of you? Well, I'm saying, I'm sorry. Yes, both of you. Since she started, I was checking the first.
I know, okay.
All right, code, Mr. Bell, Mr. Severine, Mr. Severine. you want-
don't really have anything. We have to wait for next month
Okay.
for them to have. any
What
reports.
happened? You had that meeting the other day I couldn't make on,
That meeting we had with, the guy that owns used to be a nursing home down on Valley View Road. And, Josh, he has to go and get a plan together and
okay,
he's gonna turn it into, Josh when he gets the plan together.
okay, so you're moving on with it.
Yeah, as soon as he decides what he wants to do with it.
Okay, thank you. Mr.
What?
Bowman's not here. Is anybody, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just, and maybe, no, we'll cover it. It's on unfinished business. We'll cover it there. We're good.
Mr. Bowman's not here. Does we have anything on Public Works? Nothing changed from last week or whatever? Any, Tom? Nothing. Public Safety, Chief, Mayor, anything? With Mr. Bowman not being here? Okay. Facilities, Mr. Bell, Mr. Russo. Mr. Russo?
No, looking forward to something on Public Works coming up soon. We talked briefly about the room and the capacity of our meetings now. I think, that was touched on. Joe, I don't know if you were going to check, but I believe we're at 25% now. So if you do the math on our capacity, I think we're allowed up to 38 people.
There's a condition as long as everybody's 6 feet apart.
Oh, yeah, you're not gonna pull that off.
No, I think it's the number's 38. I would
Okay.
suggest getting chairs in here, placing them 6 feet apart. and seeing how many.
Yeah, I don't think we're going there yet. I just thought I'd mention it as we're getting closer.
I think everybody wants to talk about it some more in May, just to see how the spiking is coming, et cetera, see how things are.
Everybody by May should have their own, if they decide to get a vaccination or whatever.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You're
They
not.
they just lost what, 15 million pounds of one of the providers. Some stupid.
I don't know. I didn't hear that. No, RT, that's all I have.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
Ron.
right, fine.
I do.
Parks and Recreation, Mrs. Bales.
Okay, we had our park board meeting Thursday night and we had softball present, they weren't present, but they had practices going on. They've been cleaning up both fields and everything. They're getting ready to open their season. We're still looking into the lights. We found out that the poles themselves do not have to be replaced, so they're looking at the upper part of it with the LED lights and so forth and so on. And I think that's basically about it. They're going to get their season started. As far as the pool's concerned, it didn't have to be drained, so it's going to save us some money on cleaning it. And it's holding its own. We did take down both facade, both, what do we call them? They're not facades. But both the roofs on each side of the main building. We took one down in hopes that we'd be able to find out what was going on with the other one and see how badly it was damaged. Upon starting to take the second one off, we find out it was worse than the first one. So we took it completely down and we've looked into putting up either awnings or a new roof and a complete new structure, a permanent one. We're getting bids and porches. To rebuild the porches, it's anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000. An awning is around $12,000. Friends of the Park are willing to chip in on it. So right now we're at a standstill. Susan Pasanti is getting a second estimate, and Mount Lebanon Awning came in with the suggestion of doing it in 3 sections. So that's on a standstill right now. We've had, again, complaints from Perry family about the basketball court and the noise. And there is a letter that was included in the minutes that were sent to you. And I believe that Mayor Rome and Mr. Russo have been back and forth with the Perry family. You want to elaborate a little bit on that, and then I'll proceed from there.
Sure. We did meet with the Perry family. The letter's in the minutes, so you can see the letter. They're still not real happy with the noise. We've come to an agreement where we're going to try and make some improvements.
Possibly gating that road to the basketball court so it's not used when the park is closed. Possibly adding some new signage that more clearly lets folks know that loud noise, loud music is not appropriate. Talk about a decibel meter, perhaps recording noise at the basketball court to see if it violates any ordinance. So I think we reached agreement on those 3 things as far as what we are offering up to do. They seemed okay with moving forward with that, knowing that that stuff takes time.
I got a question to ask.
I believe we agreed that the basketball court is not going to be closed. But yeah, it was a good conversation.
So, I know you got decimal points for like bars and stuff like that in town. So in a park would be kind of like a little bit higher since there's a ball field right next to it, which probably makes just as loud as noise at that ball field as that basketball court.
Well, I let Dave speak to the specifics and the decibel ordinance, but we don't believe that, and they kind of agree, but it'd just be a nice thing to have. I don't think it's going to be too loud. I don't think it's going to violate the ordinance, but Dave, you could comment on that.
Sure. So we talked about the DB and one thing that Mr. Russo and I come out of there with is we wanted to a little bit is the fact that, the decibel percentage that's allowed, it's probably right around 102 dB for those types of things. If you implement that within the municipality for one section, are you allowed to do that, or does it have to be that way for the whole municipality? was our question.
We'll have to look at it, because I didn't see where the family is making the complaints to kind of make what that is. What were the length of the for a while? What time was occurring?
All
Three-
time.
All
3
the
o'clock
time.
in the afternoon, all the
It's a
time.
All the
park.
time.
It's a park. I remind you. They, the basketball court sits in the valley. Okay.
Is it after hours at all?
Some of the time.
Yes,
But the after hours, we are going to accommodate, we agree that after hours, there should be no noise, no playing, no music, no nothing. I mean, it's just after hours.
Well, if you're deciding on, and this is moving forward, if you're deciding on putting lights in the ball field, that basketball court, the ball field will be after late hours. Like you're saying.
Right.
So the ball field, when they decide to have nighttime games, that's gonna be just as loud as that basketball, if not even louder.
Well, I mean, folks around the softball field, two things. They don't seem to have a problem with the softball noise and the lease before we do the lights. We don't manage the ball fields. That's leased by the association. So we'd have to take a look at the lease.
The
and
noise
see how.
is noise. It doesn't
But I'm
matter.
saying, that- well, right, but we have noise from skateboard park,
Right.
pickleball concerts.
Right.
We have all kind of noise, but we're specifically talking, their concern is the basketball court, not softball. They don't mind the softball. field.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. Noise is noise. It doesn't matter if it's been on the basketball court or 50 feet from the basketball court, there's a baseball field.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They're just targeting the basketball court. That's not really fair because noise, they could be playing a ball game where they're screaming and I've seen them play and scream. It just seems real odd how it's just the basketball court. There might be more than just noise.
And that's,
And I'm not gonna say anything, but they might just not like have certain type of people at that basketball court.
the
That's just
basketball
my
court,
opinion. I think that's wrong.
the basketball court is their concern because that's where they live. So
Well,
it's close to them.
The ball field's right next to it, so. I
But we'll
can't-
work-
Take a look at it. I
We'll
would
work
be
through it.
shocked if noise coming from the basketball court is higher. than-
Yeah, nobody believes it will be. As Dave has pointed out, it's basically the same as the fire siren in Houston.
yeah, the cone of silence is what we're talking about. So, when it's all said and done, the noise level coming out of the belly of the basketball court, nowhere reach anywhere close to that. So,
Yeah, we'll work through it. We'll continue to update folks. Like I said, it's going to be a work in progress. It's going to take time, but they did have a specific question, Joan. You can think about this. So their request was, can we totally eliminate music at the basketball court? Can we govern that?
I don't see how, but that means
Joe, I asked you.
okay.
It might be possible, but I definitely will need to look at that. You're allowed to put private room for property. Gotta see how to do that.
Okay. Sure.
I just think you're just targeting one
We
spot.
could,
I
we
just
could
think
maybe
that's
talk
not
about
right. I'm sorry, I just
No.
don't think it's right.
that. Okay, thank you, Joe. That's all I have, Tina.
All right, well, I need to go back to the pool. We have a couple things that I needed. Mr. Mannion, who is our pool director, was there. He's making arrangements to have his chemical test. He has the one part. The other one he's waiting for from Penn State soon as they give him the okay. But meanwhile, Jimmy from Public Works is already slated to take the test. And we find out that we only need one guy to be on hand. So Adam has everything pretty much in order. He's got his people picked out. A lot of the present lifeguards, most of the senior ones will be leaving room for the younger ones. We discussed salaries and whatever. It's kind of going to even out. And he's got a plan about how he's going to do this. Did he talk to you about it, Denise? Well, anyhow, we talked about it with Leanne and whatever, about how he's going to regulate and at 3 o'clock determine whether he needs all the guards and so forth and so on. They're not going to use the lounge chairs. They're going to let everybody bring their own chair or towel or whatever in. And we are going to offer credit cards, whatever. We're working on that. Okay, let's go to the next item. I'll make this. We decided that we needed to finish off the back part of the brand new sign up on Park Drive, which was approved. We also approved a flag football for the Armory people to come in and do a flag football, one-day football camp in the field that's between the basketball court and Yoni Pavilion. We talked about having a cleanup day, which Susan took off and had already fielded. She got with the lady and the she got with PennDOT, and we have got a date of May 15th at 10 a.m. Rain date being May 16th at 10 a.m. And we're registered for the event with Great American Cleanup of Pennsylvania, Keep PA Beautiful, which by doing this with the state, they will supply us with gloves, trash bags, safety vests. And then we're going to come through and ask for anybody that wants to sign up and help us with it. Susan has a whole list. She's got it all worked out, 10 sections and whatever. And I'm to get with Bar Hardware, and we probably will be just supplying like water and possibly donuts. We'll have to wait and see what we're allowed to do by then. So that came through this morning. Let's see, what else do we got? We've got our bathroom up at the new pavilion. It's is being built right now. It will be operational by the beginning of June, and we're hoping to have that installed. A new grill has arrived, which is going to be placed there, and I believe they've already with the paving. I don't know if anybody even got the message. It went out so fast and got filled up. Doug McHenry had put out there, we're selling bricks around the fountain, around the doggy fountain at $100 per brick to raise some money. And right now, I think
he sold out.
I think they sold out of them within 2 days, which is fantastic. So that means that it's all going to be bricked, all in front of the pavilion and that. We got our grant for the $10,600, 10.6.
Yeah.
10.6 or 10.8. I can't keep up with all the figures anyhow. And so we're getting 2 brand new diving boards, which are going to be installed. We talked about the softball lights, talked about a wall of honor. We have mucho inquiries about people that want to recognize people that have passed away or have done service for us up at the park. So we discussed something like that. And I think we are at the end of the line. No, let's see, Phipps Group is coming in. We also discussed the doggy park. We were looking at, we have an area down by Valley View that's ideal, flat as could be. Now Tommy has cleared out, and there's a flat spot across from Crosby House going down towards Taylor Drive. They cleaned that up, and you can walk your dogs up there where the new railing is. But we also discovered there's a flat part down there, a flat spot. So we're looking into that.
Is it by Crosby or?
Across the street.
Across the street from the
I got you.
Crosby House.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
in the cul-de-sac facing Taylor Drive.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was.
Now it's all cleared up, and so we're trying to get, it was gifted to us, and we're just clearing with everybody,
Okay.
to see if there's any,
I thought that was gonna be the
Concerns.
original place for the dog park anyhow, from the beginning.
we're not sure. We have, in Osterman's family, the ones that donated it, so we have to clear it with them. Other than that, I think we got it all.
Very good. No, good job.
We did a heck of a lot of work this last
I would
night.
ask Denise or Kelly if you guys could throw a shout out somehow on our website, big board, observer reporter, maybe it'll be broadcast from this meeting, but
the grant that Tina's speaking about came from Noble Energy, but that's the parent company of County Hauling, our
Right.
garbage collection folks who sometimes get a little bit of a run over the coals. But in this case, I think as they did for the police department, they came through for us. We applied, they granted us $10,600. So it was well received. It was appreciated. It's going to go a long way in helping us to maintain our diving boards. So however you guys can broadcast. Did you? Good.
County hauling.
Yeah,
we
very
need
good.
to.
Thank you.
I did have a question, just as far as the credit card payments. Doesn't the borough currently, don't we currently have PayPal? I thought we currently have PayPal. Is that something that could be used in the park? Because I know you can get you can get a what is it, a notebook or tablet.
We do use PayPal for passes.
Okay. I mean, even to take payments, can you, because PayPal actually has where you can scan it. I mean, it's a part of an app on a on a notebook or tablet that you can actually take.
You talking about
payments.
for the acceptance of credit and debit cards?
Yes.
Didn't know that, but we're in the midst of those discussions, so I'll look at that. We accept PayPal for the season passes.
Mhm.
The credit card talks are ongoing. It was, and we can talk to Denise and Callie and Kim have been working on. Kim left. So the credit card machine was kind of broadly being looked at by code, our office, the pool, Rob Maseko, just accepting credit cards in general.
Yep.
But I'll
PayPal, yeah.
I'll look
Yep.
to see if PayPal, since we're already
Because
connected.
the other piece you want to look at is also Vimo and or am I saying it right? Venmo,
Venmo.
Venmo,
Venmo.
Venmo.
Square.
And there's
Yeah, but they-
Square, yeah.
not Square. There's another form of cash app.
Yeah.
Just
The
the opportunity.
mobile ones, we were advised against. The Squares, the Venmos, because of security issues, those ones were nixed. But
Yep.
we'll look at all of it.
Check out PayPal. Yep. Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that Chief and the mayor were aware of the date, May 15th or 16th for the rain date, which is Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Ms. Bills, just for clarification with that program, what are you going to be cleaning up? Just the park area?
Yeah.
Just the park area? Okay. And the only reason I bring it up to you is we have All Clad coming in.
Right. This is separate.
The garden clubs coming in. We've been focusing with
Yeah.
them.
Now, this
Yeah.
is separate.
And I just asked the judge for some more community service time out of individuals. So if you have smaller projects, and Mr. Russo is well aware of those, that once I get those folks, we can send them your way too.
I think on the park site, I think when the school reached out to Susan, wasn't responding back, but they said they got people up to school that, and the football team were willing to come.
No, we're working, the football team, we're doing
Football
something
different
else.
programs.
Was that, it was someone
24?
message Mark?
We're working with the football team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I'm just saying. I know someone reached out to Susan.
Yeah.
Like for July.
Yeah, Coach Mike Evans and I are working with the football team.
Okay,
And it's going to be towards the end of July
okay.
that we're going to it's going to be borough-wide,
Okay.
help clean up for
Well, I
borough.
just seen on the park thing.
One
Well,
last
we got to
thing.
find out about that grant too.
Susan has been in contact with the art department up at the high school, and we are planning on running a contest with their art students and see if they will paint the walls on the outside of the pool house with murals depicting things that go on in the park, happened in the park, or whatever. After we have them submit, we're going to paint the pool house, but then we have some ideas and we're going to get with them. So within the next year, depending on what we decide to do with this awning, whether it's going to be permanent, how high, or whether we're going to put a permanent roof so that we don't obstruct it on both sides where we tore down the roofs. We're going to have them paint. And the art teacher is on board and she's working with Susan on that. I think that's it. Enough's enough.
Okay. Redevelopment, Mr. Chandler, Mr. Russo.
Yeah, for my report, Lisa went over a majority of that last week. I have is continue to work with Josh and Tom Hardy for there's a comprehensive study that Tom did in regards to blighted property, vacant lots, tax delinquent property. I mean, he had some interns that actually collected that data. So I'm actually finished to go through it. And what I want to do is present it to council. So you guys see graphs and things like that of blighted property, tax delinquent property, things like that. And it's actually mapped out. So it shows us where those properties are.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yep. And Rich, anything else?
No, I think most of our items, Eric, are being voted on tonight, which
Yep.
thank everybody for the hard work in getting some projects on the docket and moving forward.
I got two questions. One for Eric.
Yep.
Land bank, what's going on? Still got that building up on South Side.
That building on South Central is actually going to be demolished
Okay.
once they continue to work through that
And
process.
then you're gonna sell the land?
Yeah, they're probably usually sell it to the property owners, property owners next to the property.
Okay, you're not gonna be sold outright to the public.
I can follow up with the
Because I
land.
know the guy across the street still wanted that property.
Which one?
No, you're talking about.
I'm talking about the building on South Central.
He's talking about the one across from the motorcycle shop. We're talking about the one on.
Okay,
the
so
corner
as
from
far as the
fire.
motorcycle shop,
Across there, he wanted to buy it.
Mullen's
correct.
property.
He wanted to buy it and use it for his business. Talking with Josh, it's residential, it cannot be
Right.
used for a business. So it has to be residential. And I know the land bank was actually going to reach out to, I think someone else that contacted, I think it was RJ Steele that contacted him regarding that property. And then the other building you're talking about on Elm, that is going to be, it's going to be torn down.
It is to be offered to the house in the back, house to the left, house to the right.
Correct. They're going to
Okay.
divide
There's three
up,
houses.
that property.
Okay.
Yep.
And then for Rich, on the redevelopment team, I think I might mention this today. Okay, the vendor in the alley. The vendor in the alley that you guys or whoever's trying to have that in the alley. Selling in the alley, and I think I asked you about it. It's good and it's great, but they're gonna have to have insurance. For it because it's on rural property. So they're gonna have to have insurance to cover it just in case someone falls down Water Street and falls down and bruises their knee. So I'm just saying it's a great idea, but they're gonna have to have insurance. For it. Cover the borough.
I think that's appropriate. I mean, Lisa's been working on that mostly, John. I haven't been too involved. I think the vendors are actually the businesses that are located there, right?
Yeah,
That
that's,
is-
Yeah, it's
still
not
doesn't-
outside vendor, but you're,
Yeah,
no.
that's all I just wanna, just like when we rent the parking lot, they have to have insurance and all that mine, they still gotta have it for the alley.
So
Just cover the
so
borough.
that we don't get too far down the road.
Yeah.
And I think what I need to say is the fact that it appears at this time we could possibly work through the Chamber of Commerce. Present the certificate of insurance like what I have now. Is that acceptable, Mr.?
I think that it would be if vendors are right behind their buildings, their premises liability would provide additional coverage.
I think, and unless I miss it, I think of the thought of a lot of that is to bring more of the residents into the downtown, partake in what's going on. Somebody wants to bring stuff up, put a table up and sell it from their, whatever, like a neighborhood sale. That was one of the other things, to get them in and use the side streets and alleys and do it. I think Dormont's doing it, I think Mount Lebanon's doing it. And that's the thing. So if it's under the chamber, then we'll be okay. I hope. We're trying to bring more people into town.
Yeah, I don't have no problem, I just want to just cover us. That's all. 'Cause I see too many people calling our town.
good thought.
Okay. Anything else? Sewer Authority, Mr. Chandler, Mr. York.
I'm going to defer to Mr. York.
Once again, the report was submitted to everyone. Hopefully you're reading enough time to contact everyone.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Respectfully.
submitted. Okay, thank you. All right, voting items.
Yours.
Motion to approve March 8th, 2021 meeting minutes of Canonsburg Borough Council.
Okay, can I have a motion? Please?
Motion.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
York, second by Mrs. Bales. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve ordinance 1353, amending chapter 63, alarms of the Borough Code of Ordinances, establishing a permit system for alarms and violations thereof.
Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Mrs. Bales made the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Can we have a second? Question on that. Is there any fees involved in that?
Yes, there are.
We need a roll call. We need a roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Motion to approve adding subsection 8.4C pepper ball projectile launcher system deployment to the Canonsburg Police Department's use of force policy within the standard operating system.
Can I have a motion on that, please?
So moved.
Mr. Russo, can I have a second? Mrs. Bales, seconded. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve co-op agreement between the Borough of Canonsburg and the Redevelopment Authority of Washington County regarding the 1.5 million in redevelopment assistance capital program funding for the precision steel manufacturing plant project.
Can I have a motion on that, please?
Motion.
Mr. Russo made the motion. Second?
Second.
Mr. Chandler, seconded. Question on the motion? Roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Motion to approve co-op agreement between the Borough of Canonsburg and Amera Precision Metals, Inc. in relation to their RCAP grant
Can
application.
I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Severin. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Chandler. Questions on the motion? Any monies involved in this one? Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you. All right. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Motion to award contract 2021-01 sanitary sewer rehab project to Roto-Rooter Services in the amount of $317,265.50.
Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion.
Mrs. Bales made the motion. Second,
Second.
Mr. Russo? Question on the motion?
Okay, you're gonna get a question on this one.
Okay.
No.
No?
No. Change orders. This company's no change orders. It's just keep our cards close to our chest. Am I allowed to say that? Sure.
You did.
Yes, I
You
said.
just did.
I thank you.
Yes, you did.
You did.
We understand what you're saying. Okay.
So
That's all I have to say. I'll probably be in trouble for
Okay.
that one.
no,
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Motion to approve easement agreement between the Borough of Canonsburg and ARC Human Services, Inc. for the purpose of access to the ARC building.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
It's just, I'll second it since Joe straightened it out. for
We
me.
have a motion and a second. Question on the motion? Roll call on this one? Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
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 Money for that.
Yes.
Yes.
The next one. Motion to approve memorandum of right of first offer and right of first refusal between the Borough of Canonsburg and ARC Human Services, Inc.
Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion.
Mr. Bales made the motion. Can I have a second?
That's the one I appreciate you doing, Joe. I'll make the motion. I'll second it. I
You have a
said the
second?
wrong one.
Mr. York, second. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve authorizing the chief of police to execute that Indiana University of Pennsylvania field experience agreement for IUP police interns.
Motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Mrs. Bell, second. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to advertise an ordinance amending ordinances 1284, 1287, 1305, 1306, 1312, and chapter 162, vehicles and traffic, section 16, establishing one-way streets for the purpose of making Jefferson Avenue one-way traveling south from College to Pike to create on-street parking.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion, Mrs. Severine. Can I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Bell, seconded. Question on the motion?
Yeah, just a question for clarification. So, and this is for Joe. So clarification for those, that is going to encompass other streets as well that you're able to make one way?
They're already, in an ordinance for public street.
Okay.
Adding, that street.
Gotcha. Okay.
Our street supervisor had a question.
Just a quick comment. Remember, every time we do a festival downtown, that becomes your detour road. Now you're gonna have parking on both sides of that road. We've done everything in the world we can to try to get the roads opened up for everything. Access for emergency vehicles, access for fire, access. And I understand, believe me, I understand you guys are trying to get the parking. Just want everybody to realize that you are gonna contest the first walk coming down for this.
Yeah. It's a good point. Having, and that's a great point, Tom, because I mean, I know it's just one weekend, but Oktoberfest was, we just never even thought about that. But
Yeah.
It's a good point. And another question, I guess Dave and whomever is behind it. I can't recall where I heard, but there were some concerns from a business owner there. Maybe it was icebergs or.
Icebergs, I'm the one brought up.
Okay, so,
Icebergs felt that if people are coming from the football game up the street, they wanted to go to Icebergs, which is only a couple spaces behind it. They won't be able to go and just go park. They would have to go all the way around the block, come down, even though that me and Dave talked about putting in better signage at the corner of Jefferson and College today. We just talked about that. Because it seems like the one at Jefferson College is all blocked up by trees and fence. It seems like no one sees that parking lot. It sits empty, but people try to park on Jefferson Avenue.
Right.
So we're gonna try to open up over there at the fence, get a bigger sign and let people know. But
Right.
that's what it was. They felt that people would miss them on the side since they think there's no parking there.
yeah, so.
That's the reason.
And then also, guys, an update. This was kind of a plan B because of parking, that we had lost some space from the Art Library relationship, but another spot has become available, possibly down along Murdoch Street. And I think we're still working on the apartment building north of Little Joe's, and maybe some conversation there. So RT, Eric, Dave, it might make sense to give this a little breathing room and give it a month, table it to see how the Murdoch Street thing works out, to see how the apartment building works out. We
So,
also, John, please, we also have some concerns with businesses along Jefferson, I think, as John had brought to our attention. So I don't know, do you think it's worth a table for a month?
Yeah.
It's been this way this long. I think we can hold up another month,
Sure.
yeah,
you know. And as far as, and I understand, as far as the traffic thing, Tom, you're right. But Canonsburg's been known for putting making street one-way signs for Sunday church and for, so believe me.
Oh,
so-
And I don't disagree.
No, I'm just saying, we always find a way around it.
One way is one thing, but when you put that parking on the other side of that street, you're tightening that screwed up, guys. I mean, this is from looking from a public safety and from the.
All right, well, we're gonna-
And I understand everything that was talked about. But for this festival, that weekend, like Fourth of July, we have the authority as the police department to open that up.
To flip it,
Yeah.
right.
It's just a thought, I agree with Dave.
I can,
That's a good
I,
point, yeah.
yeah, I
That's
mean, we can work around it. We've done it for years. You know, we're just trying to bring more, we're trying to bring more parking daily into the downtown. You know, I mean, it's tough. You all know what we're dealing with. And, you know, but I think
Yeah, I think it's I think we
we can table this and hold off.
let's
for a
table
month.
it and-
The world's
and-
not gonna stop.
I only got one question. Where were you talking about parking on Murdoch Street? I'm just curious.
What's,
You just were talking about.
well, we'll get in,
parking
we'll
on
we'll
Murdoch
get in,
Street?
we'll bring it up when we just a thought right now.
I was gonna say that.
You can ask the mayor. The mayor knows about it, so.
Yeah, we're just thinking of creative ways to create parking, creative ways to create parking.
You go back to the old saying, but I know no one's gonna like what I'm gonna say now. You always could put a second floor on Jefferson Market.
Well, we're not doing that right now.
You
so.
guys worried about parking down there?
John, we got to get one parking garage in town for what we need. Let
Yeah.
us start another one.
Yeah, it's tabled.
No, it's table.
It's table.
Table.
So the question is here, so do you have to take back, rescind your motion? Or
Yeah.
is it just,
Vote on a motion to table.
okay,
Okay.
All right, so we want to do that then? Can I-
Table item number.
10.
We have a motion to table it. Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Ayes have it. I'm sorry, noes? Ayes have it. Okay, moving along.
Motion to approve the Canonsburg Chamber of Commerce Bunny Hop / Oktoberfest Run on September 18th, starting at Canonsburg Hospital and finishing at the PNC Bank Building on North Central. Start time to be determined.
Can I have a motion, please?
motion.
Motion by Mr. Chandler, second. Second by Mr. York. Question on the motion?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for, no, this is a joke, but I was gonna say, as long as everybody participates in the run on council.
On council.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Kidding,
Senior
kidding.
citizen.
I'm kidding, kidding, just kidding.
Senior
All in favor without Mr. Chandler's volunteering as a running. Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve the Canonsburg Volunteer Fire Department and CHS Veterans Council rolling Memorial Day Parade, Monday, May 31st.
Can I have a motion, please? Mr. York made the motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mrs. Bales seconded. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve the 4th of July Parade to be held on July 3rd.
Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Mrs. Bales made the motion. Second?
Second.
Mr. Chandler, was that you? I'm sorry.
No, that was Mr. Severine.
Oh, Mr. Severino, I'm
Severino.
sorry. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve closing Pike Street from Greenside to Jefferson from September 16th through the 18th for Oktoberfest.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Chandler, second.
I second it.
Mrs. Bale seconded. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve autistic child sign at 301 Munnell Street.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. York, second.
I second it.
Mrs. Bell seconded. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve Resolution 02-21 for the disposition of records as per the Municipal Records Manual.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Chandler, second.
Second.
Mrs. Bell second. Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion to approve Resolution 03-21 to reduce the required 5% police pension contribution to 4% for the year of 2021.
Okay.
Motion, please. Made a motion? Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mrs. Bills. Question on the motion? Roll call?
Yes.
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 Motion to adopt new Canonsburg Borough logo.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Chandler. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mrs. Bills. Question on the motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Eyes have it.
Motion to approve reducing commercial zoning permit fees relating to the downtown facade program from $200 to $100.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
All right, Mrs. Bales made the motion. Mr. York seconded. Question on the motion?
It's actually Mr. Severine
I
made the
was just
motion.
gonna say.
Mr. Severine made the
You don't
motion.
know which person I am. One time it's Eric, one
You
time
gotta
it's
start, you
Tina.
gotta start going, yes, a little deeper.
A little deeper.
Wow. Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to accept Church's engineering proposal dated March 16th, 2021 for a base fee in the amount of $14,750.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Mr. York made the motion. Second.
Second.
Mr. Chandler seconded. Question on the motion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to allow KLH Engineering to apply for the appropriate permits to move forward on the bridge facade project.
And this
Can I-
is just to apply for the
This is
permit.
just to apply for
This
the
is
permit.
not-
right? Did we need this or did you say we didn't need this? Okay, okay, we're okay with, we're leaving it on here. Okay. All right. Yes, just to check. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
We have Mr. Bales made the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Russo? Question on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Eyes have it.
Motion to approve the COVID-19 testing site agreement.
Can I have a motion, please?
We have it. Just one.
just for me.
Okay.
Mr. York made the motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Bales seconded. Question on the motion?
Question. How long does it stay, Dave?
We have not really set an end date, but it'll dictate itself with no activity.
Could we add a date? I mean, we're fighting all the time we're fighting for spots and they're taking up some spots. Now with things opening up, you know how it's going to get. Big fellas is going to rock. And so, I mean, I would like to at least renew it after 30 days.
Yeah, May meeting. Let's do that. The first one.
Just motion to say that it's good for 30 days with a revisit.
I have no
Okay.
problem with
Okay.
that. I have no problem.
We're adjusting it to 30 days. We have a motion on it. In a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Eyes have it.
Motion to advertise 2021 road project.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Mr. Severine made the motion. Can I have a second?
I second it.
Mrs. Bell seconded. Question on the motion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. 23 voting items. We gotta we have to pare this down a little bit. Wow, wow.
Listen.
But there is a lot
We
going
went
on.
through the-
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I said,
There's a
I mean,
lot
it's,
going on.
it's all good stuff. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
we continue to move
If we had
forward.
one or two things going on here every month, then there wouldn't be much reason for us to be here. So 23, it's a lot, but it's things that are happening. So you're up.
Unfinished business. We have the zoning map. I talked to Veronica and she said she is ready to send it to Joe for inspection.
So-
Hiring,
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, wait. So that zoning map, Veronica, from your process sending it to Joe, how long do you believe that process will take? Because, yeah, once Joe has it, Joe, roughly how long would that take? Okay, no, I'm,
I mean, Joe, give yourself a week. Give yourself some time. You're a busy guy.
so let me ask you this question.
wait a minute. So the next steps is Veronica sends it to Joe. Joe takes a look at it. Once you take a look at it, it goes where? It comes back to council. Okay.
If these don't come up.
No, the county planning
Now, when,
Okay.
when
Okay.
you say,
Hold on. Wait a minute.
okay, I'm sorry.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying to get,
fine.
I'm just trying to get this straight before we move forward, right? So Veronica, Joe goes to planning and county planning. They make the recommendation, comes to council. Council takes a look at it and if, okay,
So you're looking at like 6 months?
I think it's 45-day notice provision, but it requires some work from the office.
okay.
And the only reason I'm asking, because we still got them people is waiting to build them apartments on Franklin, because remember we had that situation on Franklin where they couldn't build them apartments.
Correct.
Because of, that was a commercial district.
It was actually,
And so
it's
because
actually,
They just asked me recently, and I couldn't give them an answer.
I spoke to her. That's why I'm asking as far as it's on Franklin. It's actually right before it was OI Flex.
I can guarantee this by May the 10th.
Okay. Thank you. I was just trying to get timeline. Thank you. That's all I got.
All right,
for-
Archie, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, when these books go out and when they come back, when you're done, or all of us on council will get a copy that we can sit, okay. Because I know over past years, when I was still the police chief, there were times they did this. And a lot of people didn't get to see them and they were passed, and then 6 months down the road, a year down the road, there's questions. So I would like all of us to see it and look at them. It's up to all of us to find out if there's any problems. Let's get it done before we do it.
Keep in mind, the first public hearing, the council, the whole, they have changed. the
Right.
recommendation
Yeah.
or process. Again,
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
if there's, what I'm telling you is don't just pass this, pass the zone. There's something you don't like.
Yeah, just change.
Okay.
Change.
Okay.
This should last for a much longer time than your current zone.
We spent enough
well
time.
needed.
We spent enough time on
Yeah.
it, so.
Very
it-
much needed.
It better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number two, hiring a finance officer. I believe we have 3 interviews tomorrow and 1 on Wednesday.
And those are the ones you're doing?
Mhm.
Okay.
And we'll bring them in
Bring 'em in
for a second
The
interview.
following week or whatever with
Yes.
us?
Mhm.
Okay. Things going well? I mean, the last time we talked, things were going well, so,
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
see tomorrow.
okay.
Comcast contract renewal. Talked to Joe about it and there's really nothing, it's same. So
We're pretty much,
Currently at the maximum franchise fee set by.
were we talking, was there something about the amount of usage we use on it where it's not obligated?
No. Have a cable box, a big public works garage, I don't know what's here. We can see if you're paying for those already or give it to you for free. They changed the federal regulations. And now those boxes and modems, they have value, so that'll count against your franchise.
So,
I still,
Tommy, do you have a modem at your place or and a box?
They have to have-
They would have to have the modem and the box.
he's reading.
we're just.
I feel-
Well,
we're just
the
talking
only-
about
yeah,
TV.
you would have to have the modem because there's no way you're going that, you're not going that distance.
Look, we'll have to be cool.
I
Yeah.
feel,
How many modems and boxes?
Well-
Yeah, and how many boxes do we
I don't
have?
think it's gonna be a real big issue.
John,
No.
I think we have what we have.
Yeah.
I don't think the $14 a month. is
No.
really gonna be
I think
so-
the borough manager should be able to determine,
Now it's more than $14 a month.
I think the borough manager should be able to determine where we need them and what we need. So,
No,
Yeah.
that wasn't what I was trying to say.
no, I understand.
Comcast is Comcast, and there's internet, there's internet. You could just have internet and don't need the boxes, because you could do your TV off of internet. That's the only reason why, like them guys down there at the maintenance shop, they might just watch TV from Comcast. They wouldn't need a box. They could just do internet.
Well, the, on-
Right, so that's what I'm just saying, instead of paying the, right, right, they're just looking off, they could get that off of internet, TV, off the internet part. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
if they have a smart TV. If you do not have a smart TV, you cannot stream on your flat
Always buy
screen.
a Roku box,
Right.
yeah.
but then you're spending money there. So
We're,
we're right back.
we're
in.
good. We're good right where we're at. We're
You
good
don't
right
pay
where we're at.
nothing.
We're good.
Well, that's why, again, that's why we have a borough manager and we will trust her choice.
Gotcha.
I'll just ask that question.
I think our TV's been on twice since we were told to
Right,
move it
that's what I'm just saying.
downstairs.
So that's what I'm
We,
saying.
we do have it there. For instance, when 911 happened, we didn't know what was going on and we needed that TV to be
Well,
able
I'm
to see
saying,
what
you
was
do
going
TV
on.
off the
Yeah.
internet, just not just Comcast.
Yeah. Number 4, time clocks. I'm not sure if we're going to talk about these or I
Tina brought
should.
it up a while back.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Do you want to bring it up tomorrow in
Table it.
Yeah,
finance?
if we
Table
have
it.
time tomorrow, since we're going through
Okay.
money
Sounds
matters.
good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll talk about it tomorrow night.
new business.
I got one question on old business, and this was a little while back, and I don't even know anything happened. Remember when we did the noise ordinance, we sent it back to the Ellis, where did we send it back to, the LCB, and they were supposed to sign off on it? Whatever happened? Right, so whatever happened, that was a while back,
They were not holding here.
so, okay, we need to move forward on that. Right. Okay, so that we need to move forward on that now. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's the only reason why I brought that up. Yeah, that's the only reason it's starting all over again, so that's the reason why I brought it back up.
All right.
All right, Denise.
And new business, we already talked about, it's workshop on financing some capital projects.
And that workshop will be tomorrow at 6:30.
30.
Here's your reminder. Tomorrow, 6:30.
Oh, wait a minute, that ain't true.
Tomorrow at
6:30.
6:30.
Right here.
That was-
Put in your phone.
Wait a minute.
Tomorrow
I was
at
gonna say-
6:30. That's your reminder.
Hey, I was gonna say,
I
I
think-
think that day when you're supposed to meet that
Yeah.
meeting. Remember?
What's up?
As a reminder.
No, I was at another conference call.
Yeah,
Another conference call.
He told you his.
Okay.
That's why.
Denise,
Add another
anything
conference.
else?
That's it.
Okay, Mayor?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
kind
and
of
she,
remember
and
it.
she put some flyers up.
She did talk to Mr. Lawrence, and Lawrence was they would like to come back in. They want to do some straight. So, in the past, I have previous years, that we sign off.
I need to take a look at it, but
So Dave, just so I understand, Elm Street, so they want to clean up that whole street, if you will. Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you, go on, I'll just jump on his. That's from South Central, start of South Central. But halfway up the hill falls into Worcester Bay. Okay, all right, I just want
They're aware of that.
Oh, okay. I just wanna,
Okay.
If you take a ride by there, especially with, big billboard signs.
yeah, it's all garbage here.
Okay. Are you talking to Fern?
That's right.
You're talking about Fern? Her group?
Elm Street, when you go up to.
No. I'm talking about the lady that wants to, Virginia, okay, that's okay. I know someone else that does. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
do we have to adjourn or we just go to executive session? Okay, we're gonna have an executive session after we adjourn. Nothing will be brought up from that to be voted on it. No voting items or anything. Okay.
What?
All right, all right. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I make a motion.
Mrs. Bales made the motion. A second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Chandler. Question on the motion? That's that. Change that from Mr. Chandler to Mr. Severine. That's the second. That's the second. Is that what you
So
want?
what you want, Peter or Eric?
All right, all
Oh,
in
you didn't say
favor?
nothing.